Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is CeeChronicles. Thank you very much for joining me today, and welcome to 2021. I hope you enjoyed your festivities. I'm having my lychee juice in celebration of having made it on to 2021. So let me just have a sip of that and I'll tell you what we're doing today. All right, if you're new on my channel, I do fragrance reviews mostly. I do fashion videos and lifestyle videos. I do throw in DIYs from time to time. So thank you and welcome. And thank you for considering to watch this channel. I hope you do consider subscribing now or after watching this video. If you're my returning subscriber, thank you for always, coming along and supporting your girl. Today, I'm coming to you with a fragrance tag. One of our Fraycom members reached out to us. And she said, I've thought of doing a fragrance tag. Her name is Ruth's Gifted Hands. So she said, I'm doing a tag and would you like to participate in it? And I said, absolutely. This is why we're here. As a fragrance community, we love to support each other. This fragrance tag was created by Ruth's Gifted Hands and is called my RUTH-LESS Fragrances, my RUTH-LESS Fragrances, which is, I'll be talking about RUTH-LESS Fragrances in my collection. This tag has been done already by Pam Jordan, the Cherries TV, Paula Bianca, Probabi with Love, Feb Finds by Kitra, and other, fragrance reviewers. So, I should have done mine yesterday, but I was a bit tied up, but I'm sure I'm not too late. So yeah, today I'm talking about fragrances in my collection that are RUTH-LESS. So this is a tag created by Ruth's Gifted Hands. I will put her link in the description below so that you can check out her channel as well. She does fragrance reviews as well, and she's the one who created this tag. Now, by RUTH-LESS, what we're talking about here are fragrances in our collection that are unapologetic, fragrances in our collection that are beast mode, or fragrances in our collection that somehow make other people uncomfortable because of how they are, or that make us uncomfortable, the owners of the fragrance. So I'm going to go into the first one, right? I chose Marc Decadence, Marc Jacobs Decadence, right? This fragrance is, to me, when Ruth created this tag, I thought, what a brilliant idea, because I do have fragrances in my collection that make me so uncomfortable. I have fragrances in my collection that I may love, but I know make some people, uncomfortable. And this was just a no-brainer. I had to go for Marc Jacobs Decadence. This fragrance is a plum-based fragrance. It's got saffron, it's got iris as well, it's got sambac jasmine, and it's got that rose and some amber. This fragrance to me is a soft fragrance, but it's a beast mode fragrance in its own. It's one of those fragrances that I've had this one for a very long time, but it's one that I don't gravitate towards a lot because it makes me uncomfortable. It's very strong, so in as much as I've said it's a soft fragrance, it's soft but very, very strong. It's got a heavy presence. It's also some people say it's a skin scent, but I've tried using it on my skin. It's just ruthless, as this tag goes. To me, it's just one of those fragrances that I won't give away because, I believe maybe, after a while I will love it because, it is a mature scent as well, a fragrance that will appeal to, ladies in their 40s or somewhere thereabout. I know you can wear fragrance at whatever age, but this is very mature, but it's quite uncomfortable for me. So this was my first pick. It's an oriental floral, if I didn't mention. It's also green at the same time. It's got that smoky amber that keeps coming, but it's quite cloying at the same time. So this is Marc Jacobs Decadence as my first one. The second one that I had to include in this tag, my RUTH-LESS fragrances, is Chanel number 5. Okay, I know to the Chanel lovers, you might wonder, why did Chanel number 5 make it? This is an aldehyde based fragrance. It's a not too sophisticated, if you will. It reminds me of a luxurious soap or a luxurious a shampoo, but to me it's a very heavy fragrance. Although with this one and this again is like Decadence, not necessarily ruthless in the sense that some people might be uncomfortable with, but it's ruthless to me in the sense that it's one of those fragrances I'm uncomfortable with. You know, I tried wearing it at bedtime because it does say it was Marilyn Monroe's fragrance. She wore it at bedtime, and I tried that and I just had to wash it off. I couldn't sleep. So it's one of those fragrances that if I want to enjoy it, I spray it on my clothes because it's got that beast mode, you know, sophisticated feel to it. It's got ylang ylang, it's got neroli, it's got lily of the valley, and it's a very strong and soft, and it also turns a bit bubbly and you know, it's got that sparkling champagne feel. So yes, you will be noticed if you wear this fragrance. People around you will notice that you know you're wearing a nice sophisticated fragrance, but it's one of those fragrances that just come across to me as that give me that uncomfortable feel, right? Now, my number 3 is going to be this one. This one had to make it, guys, and I'm sure a lot of people will support me. I didn't spray my number 5 on this, so I'm going to spray this one instead. Alien by Mugler. Alien by Mugler. I like Angel News, so, you know, that's why I was about to say Angel, because that's one of my favorite. Alien by Mugler, to me, is... Okay, I'm going to talk about the notes. It's got jasmine, it's got amber, and it's got some woods. This is a very intense, deep fragrance. It's eternal, it's beast mode, its projection is from here to the next city. Honestly, this fragrance is, to me, a very strong fragrance. It turns powdery, yes, but it's very strong. It makes a presence before you do. It's one of those fragrances that can make people around you uncomfortable if you overspray it, because it's one of those very strong fragrances. But on a positive note, it is value for money in the sense that if you buy it, you know, at least you know you've got a keeper. You know, this is not going to run out anytime soon. I've had this for a while, and you know, all I do is a couple of sprays here and there, and that's, you know, like all my clothes before I wear them, or if I'm wearing a long skirt or I'm wearing a trousers, I just spray it somewhere, you know, under my ankles, because to me it's one of those very offensive in a way fragrances. If you are around, you know, people that are sensitive, can be headache inducing as well, which is why it qualified, you know, for my ruthless fragrances. If you're just joining me now, I did say in the beginning of the video that I'm doing a tag that was created by Ruth's Gifted Hands, and this tag is called My Ruthless Fragrances. Ruthless in the sense that these are fragrances that are over the top. These are fragrances that are not shy. These are beast mode fragrances. These are fragrances that even if you may like them, you know in yourself that these fragrances are not everyone's favorite, because maybe they're too strong, or they have a note in them that just pops up and it's very in a way annoying. So I had done my 3, and I'm going to go on to the next one. Let me just have a sip of my lychee again. Cheers, guys. Right, the next fragrance on this lineup, this is not going to be a very long video. I'm actually left with 2 now, is YSL Libra. If you watched fragrances that I gifted myself in the last haul, this was included, right? This, for lack of a better word, is, I appreciate the package, this presentation. I think this is a piece of art. This is one of those bottles that, you just can't throw away. It is beautiful. But, as for the fragrance itself, right? This is one fragrance that is just, I have to be in a mood, I have to be in a certain mood to want to wear this fragrance. This has lavender, it has mandarin orange, and some black currant. This is a very strong, woodsy, aromatic scent. It's soapy in a way, but I just can't get past the fact that it's masculine to me. It's one of those fragrances that I think I appreciate more when somebody is wearing. This definitely does make a statement before you do. So if you are going for a meeting, or you're a CEO of a company, and your workers, or your staff, or the people that work with you know that they can identify with you just by this fragrance. They can tell, oh no, she's coming now, because it's a very strong fragrance. It's very beast mode fragrance. In a way, it gives a headache. Not immediately, but in a way, it does give a headache. So these are fragrances in my collection which qualified as ruthless fragrances, because I have to think first before I wear them. I have to think whether I will be okay with wearing them. I have to think whether the people around me will be okay with wearing them. I have to think whether the weather is going to be okay with, if I wore them, because they are, very deep fragrances. Very intense in a way, and the projection is, not shy at all. These are fragrances with a good sillage. So yeah, it's also a bit headache inducing, this YSL Libra. But yes, I love it because I think, for winter, fragrances like this one and this Alien and the Decadence, they are perfect for winter, because in as much as I'm saying they are strong fragrances, they are definitely ideal for winter. My number 5, which is almost second from the last, is going to be this one, Modern Muse Le Rouge. Modern Muse Le Rouge by Estee Lauder. For some, I've seen some reviews saying this is a very weak fragrance. It could have done better in terms of longevity. Yes, I do agree, because with fragrances we differ. What I think is strong might be, very weak for some people. To me, this fragrance is beast mode. I remember what drew me to this fragrance was, my sister went to, she went for holidays, and then she bought it for herself. And when I picked her up at the airport, the first thing I said was, "What are you wearing?" And she said, Estee Lauder Modern something, and I said, "It really smells nice, you must show me the bottle." So she did show me the bottle. But what I remember, the thing that made me, make that comment was it was a very strong fragrance. It just took over, when she came into the car, it just took over, it clouded everything. Was just about Modern Muse Le Rouge. Now this fragrance is red currant, it's got raspberry, it's got pink pepper, and it's got saffron. It's a very sexy, musky fragrance, also creamy. It's got a creamy vanilla to it, a bit jammy, yeah, it's one of those fragrances that can easily turn cloying, so in as much as obviously the first four that I talked about, Chanel number 5, Decadence by Marc, Alien by Mugler, and YSL Libra, these are just over the top. This is somewhere in between, but because it turns a bit sour, and it's one of those fragrances that that do well in open spaces as opposed to closed spaces. If you're in a closed space, you might easily offend people with this fragrance because it does turn sour, and when it mixes with body sweat, if I may say, it does turn a bit cloying and a bit sour. It feels as though something in it is off. That's why I nominated this one as my number 5. It quickly turns into, it depends on the situation. I wouldn't wear this one going clubbing. It's not the type of fragrance you want to wear when you're going to dance your night away, because it does turn, it's a beautiful fragrance offset, but it can turn on you, and people might end up saying, that's not a pretty smell. So that's why it made it on my ruthless fragrances. My ruthless fragrances in my collection. Now the last but not least, I had a lot more, but I just thought of the ones that I should just talk about, and I know for sure I won't regret having mentioned them in this tag, because they are those fragrances that I either have to think about before I use, or they just do something to me that it's not very or they turn on me, if I may say. Okay, my last but not least is Chanel Allure Sensual. Chanel Allure Sensual. I bought this one I gifted this one to myself as a birthday gift in October last year, but I noticed that this is possibly because Chanel is known for that. Chanel, doesn't do very shy fragrances. This is just one fragrance that also took me aback. Does qualify, can actually be qualify as a unisex fragrance. I wouldn't feel offended, or I wouldn't think a man was wearing a woman's fragrance if a man used this on them. It's got patchouli, it's got pink pepper, it's got some peach. To me, it's a cross between Chanel Chance and Chanel Mademoiselle. So if you owned Chanel Chance and if you've owned Chanel Mademoiselle and you spray both on your arm, let them sit for a while, you know, you get something along these lines. But this is a very strong, spicy fragrance, a bit addictive, you know, one fragrance that if you spray it, people will remember you for it. Yeah, whether or not it's a good memory, I don't know, but people definitely know that, you know, this woman was wearing a certain fragrance, you know, that made us feel a certain way. So that's why it made me, you know, that's why I had to put it in this. It leaves a trail. It's a very strong fragrance, can be a bit headache inducing. So anyway, those were my 6 Ruthless fragrances in my collection. I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this is a tag that was created by Ruth's Gifted Hands. I will put her channel link in the description below. You can go check her out. She also does fragrance reviews. This was her first fragrance tag, and so far so good, because the fragrance community has taken it and we've run with it. I've done mine, and I'm happy to watch, you know, the other ones that were done by you know, my other friends in the fragrance community. So, you know, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. Let me know what you think. Do you have fragrances that, you know, give you this feel? Do you have ruthless fragrances that annoy you, or fragrances that you think are annoying to other people, fragrances that are offensive, you know, or even fragrances that you had to give up because, you know, they gave you a certain vibe that, you know, for a fragrance it was neither here nor there. So you let me know in the comment section if you do have those. Participate in this tag as well if you know, want to. So consider yourself tagged in my Ruthless fragrances, a tag that was created by Ruth's Gifted Hands. My name is CeeChronicles. I hope you have subscribed. Turn on the notification bell so that you are notified anytime I upload a new video. I hope you're safe. I hope you're enjoying your 2021 so far. Catch me in, you know, the in the next few days for new videos that I have lined up for you for the year 2021. Thank you very much for joining me today, and remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.